one of the things I'm going to teach you is how to beat the casinos every single day so you don't ever have to lose again. That's right, guys. I'm the only gambler in the entire world who has the balls or the courage to say that on video for the entire world to see. Why? Because I can back it up. Documentation beats conversation, and my track record of success proves it.
Hey everyone, hope everyone's having a great weekend and is going to have a great Sunday night. This new series of videos that I'm coming out with are going to target Christopher Mitchell's newest followers, viewers, and believers of his channel, and even possible people considering his fraudulent mastermind events, okay? And in this series, it's going to, we've already seen in the videos, a lot of my older viewers and followers, but a lot of my newer followers and subs watching Christopher Mitchell that hasn't seen him seen him in action scamming people over the last 2.5 years are going to hear witnesses' accounts. You're going to hear the scam victims speak out one by one, and all how their lives got flipped upside down and pretty much ruined for the upcoming years. All right, you're going to see witnesses' accounts. You're going to hear them where they actually watched. You're going to see them where they actually watched Christopher Mitchell. They were in the same casino, watching him lose, and actually cried. Actually watched in the Saquon video. Actually watched him cry. Okay, so in this series, there's going to be many videos coming out. You're going to want to subscribe, hit the bell, notifications, because they are going to come out one by one each and every day for the next couple weeks. All right. So give you guys something to watch each and every day. And for those newer followers, believers in Christopher Mitchell, pay close attention, because if you guys even think about believing him or even think about continuing to give him money, this is what's going to happen with your life. Starting with Rick Lee, who watched him lose, was with him and watched him lose $36,000 while Rick Lee lost $15,000. So again, this is Rick Lee's interview that he did 2 years ago. With that said, have a great night. Stay tuned for the next video, next unfortunate victim story tomorrow.
So Rick Lee is a former customer of Christopher Mitchell's, and this has always fascinated me. I always love when former customers come forward of things like this, so we can understand how it all came. And basically, it's a look into what was really going on, because the rest of us can only see this from the outside. We're never going to be in his Facebook group. We're never going to really be involved in any real intimate time with him. So, Rick, how did you get to know Christopher Mitchell? How did you find him in the first place?
Well, so first, when I was gambling, I was losing some money, and then I basically told myself that I need a strategy or a system if I really wanted to gamble. So I just went to YouTube and I saw him and I started watching him, and then I haven't even bought his strategy until probably late of December after Christmas, and I bought it, and I was kind of shocked because it's a PDF. It was really simple. It's just martingale and hop tables. I didn't even use it. I didn't use it until probably I started losing some more money, and that I decided let me try it. And I tried it, and then still wasn't working. So that's when I decided to contact him and said, "Hey, I need some help. I need a game plan, and what can we do?"
Okay, so how much did he charge you for this this PDF that was very simple, just saying to martingale and jump tables?
First, you can choose to buy the baccarat or the blackjack. If you buy both, it's $750. If you buy only one, it's I think $500. So I paid him $500. And if you still want the blackjack, you're supposed to pay him $250. But he had a Christmas special, what do you call it? And then
Christmas special.
He basically charged he charged $100. So I just Venmo him $100. So I got both.
Okay, so you got both, and so now I am wondering this here.
Well, because he reaches out to, he wants to be nice to people. He gave him a Christmas bonus. Hey, from $750 to $500.
So okay, I want to ask, when you saw these systems weren't quite what you were expecting, that they were too simple, it was just martingale and jump tables every so often. Why did you think that and I'm asking this seriously, I'm not trying to be judgmental.
Yeah,
Why did you think that meeting him in person was going to be any different than what was on those papers?
Well, keep in mind, baccarat was a new game to me. I mean, I just started playing probably within 2 weeks. Before I was playing roulette for like 5-6 years, and that wasn't working well either. So I said, well, seeing his videos and he's showing the money and keep winning, and I said maybe he's doing something that I'm not doing, or maybe I'm still new to the game, so maybe there's something else to it. So I decided I only lost $40,000 in January, so as well go ahead and go to meet him up, and maybe he can teach me more, or maybe by luck, or maybe I'm doing something wrong. So that's when I decided to contact him, and I guess he said, well, that's a good idea. And then he basically said, okay, I would charge you $2,500 for coaching for 1 day. And basically I told him, I'm already lost $40,000. I can't afford $2,500. Is there another plan or another you can work with me? And then we end up, saying, okay, $1,000. So I said, okay, that will work. So that's when I went to Vegas and gave him $1,000. But when I got there, he basically, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Since I already told everybody on YouTube that I'd coaching for $2,500, when I made you $10,000, you gave me the other $1,500, and that's why we didn't make $10,000. We
Right.
made I think 8,000-9,000 for 2 days.
Okay, so let me go back just a tiny bit. How did you initially find him at all? What led you to him in the first place?
I was just going online and trying to see what kind of game is the best edge, and then baccarat came, and I started watching it, watching the game, and then his YouTube started coming up.
Okay, so you just kind of found his YouTube channel and then went from there.
Yeah, by accident.
By accident. Okay.
Accident.
Okay. So getting back to the Vegas trip, so you went to Vegas and you won with him, and so basically his. What was it like? You were basically going from casino to casino, spending a small time in each, and martingaling?
Yeah, pretty much. Bottom line, he never hopped tables. We've been there. I went with him, I believe, 12 casino in 2 days or something like that. And then basically he just bet banker, and then basically if he lose, he just double it up and martingale until he wins. And if we get lucky, we win between 5, because we use a black chip, $100, and then we just basically win between 500 to 1,500, and we leave. And then
let me cut you off. Let me cut you off real second, Lee. So let's get this straight, everyone. Lee, you were with him for 2 days, and all he did
wrong
was
one.
bet banker in Martindale.
Rick,
That's it.
Rick
you mean Rick Lee? So we have Lee and we have
what did
Rick
I
Lee.
say?
You said Lee.
Hey, I'm on my
Say
fifth
Lee.
fighter. I'm buzzing right now.
No, it's understandable because it's similar. We have Rick Lee and then we have Lee. It's very confusing. So okay, so Rick, yeah. So just Kevin is just clarifying that really all he was doing is martingaling and then leaving after a short time if you're successful enough at the martingaling to win between like 500 to 1,500, right?
Right. We have a lot, maybe 3 to 4 table. We have problem. Basically almost lost everything, but luckily we got it back. It was a struggle.
That's what I was going to ask next. So that's what I was going to ask next about how many times you came close to ruin. So for those of you who don't know, and I've gone over this a lot of times on the show, I'm not going to do a long description here, but with a martingaling, you're betting. If you lose, you double your bet. If you lose, you double that bet. If you lose, you double that bet. And so the theory behind that strategy is once you win once, that you've made back everything you lost previously on the losing streak, plus one small bet, plus the original bet back. So if let's say you start with 100, you go 100, 200, 400, 800, 1600, 3200. Let's say you win the one that's 3200. Then you've wiped out the first losses of the 100, 200, 400, 800, 1600. that wipes all that out, and you end up with $100 profit, and then you go back to 100. That's the way that system is. It's called martingale, and most of the time, because it would take a number of consecutive losses in a row to wipe out your bankroll, most of the time you walk away a winner. But the problem is, the few times you walk away a loser, you've lost a fortune because you've basically kept doubling until your bankroll couldn't stand it anymore, and then you're broke. So that's why eventually it eats you. And that's why it's negative expectation and with super high variance. But it's deceptively something that people use. They think it's profitable because most of the time they walk away a small winner, and once in a while they walk away a gigantic loser, which wipes out all the previous wins and more. So what I wanted to know here, and you were starting to say it, you said a few times it came close to wiping out the bankroll you had with you. How many losses in a row was that when it was very close?
I believe it was a second casino in Caesars, and basically he had to put out another. I think he buy in, if I remember correctly now, like $12,000, and then he had to buy in another 10. So, and I didn't really. I'd already lost like 7,000, and then I bought my I bought 10 grand, I think, and I got only 3,000 left.
Wow!
But he went in, and then he basically. Progressive, the martingale. I believe he bet 6,000 and he won, and then he bet again, and basically he got his money back. And I didn't bet the same because I didn't have the money. I had only 3,000, but I won some back, so we got up. I made 500. I think he made maybe 1,100. I can't.
So you were like a hair away from getting completely decimated, but you guys got lucky on the final one and won.
Yep, that's what martingale is. Risking your entire bankroll to just get that one bet you lost back.
Yeah, and that's what happens. So let me, and I mentioned this on a previous show. If you play just 50 hands of baccarat, you are likely, not it may happen once in a while, in just 50 hands, it is likely at some point you will lose 6 in a row. Likely, that is the likely result, is that at some point you will lose 6 in a row when you play just 50 hands. So can you imagine if you play 100 hands, 1,000 hands? Obviously, that goes up way up, and you are going to have some big losing streak like that on a game that's essentially 50-50 like baccarat. So that's I was wondering how close that was. So even though you walked away a winner, even though that trip was successful by the dollar amount that ended up in your pocket, you won like $8,000 or something. You were very close to decimating the bankroll. You just at the last second won that huge bet when it almost didn't happen.
Right.
Okay. So I mean, what was the next trip you went on with him?
After I came back from Vegas, I mean, that was up 12,000. With my play also by myself, and then went to Biloxi, and that trip was a disaster because when I got there on Hot Rock, and there was I believe 9 player streak came down. And basically, I followed his bet, and I have $15,000 bankroll. I lost out in 20 minutes or so, and I believe he lost about 20 or 25,000. And then after that, he didn't want us to follow him. It was a mess, but he decided not to. His excuses that he wanted to try something new with his BS because the only thing he does is basically bet on banker 95% of the time and martingale. So that's how he lost 36,000. After he won't allow us to follow him.
And then he made that video admitting he lost 36,000. Was it because you and some other people were there to see it, and he's afraid the word would get out?
Well, not other people were there to see it. They lost too. Clarify that, Rick.
Yeah. Kirk lost and Tommy lost. Everybody lost at that session right there. Everybody lost. And then I guess we played by ourselves pretty much. And then the next day he said, let's meet up at the coffee shop. And then he said, okay, because I don't like group coach no more. I'm not going to do it no more because it distracts him and he can't think. And there's a lot of people, distract him. Yeah, and all that stuff. And then, we just kind of, okay, that's fine.
I'm distracted. I can't bet banker and martingale with all these people watching.
Yeah. So basically, that's what happened. And then he lost some more. And then he basically saying that he used some different strategy. He didn't use no other strategy. I mean, that's what he did. I mean, that's all I've been seeing, banker and martingale. That's it.
Yeah, and
so there was So there's witnesses of him lying. Oops.
So he was saying in his video where he was bashing you because after you posted some comments on Kevin's video about what had gone on, he got very upset.
No, wait, Todd, you're getting out. There's more. Wait, there's more. Before you get off the track, wait, there's more. Rick met him in Vegas.
I never say nothing. Okay, I never say nothing negative or trash about CM. I mean, gambling, we lose. I don't know. Suddenly, he just kicked me out
of his group, of his Facebook group. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Rick, you're getting off track. Did or did you not? A week later, did or did you not meet him in Vegas again?
Yeah, second time. Basically, I met CM 3 times, 3 trips. I went back to Vegas and met him, and that's when he lost $30,000, and I lost another roughly $10,000, and then my other money $5,000. So yeah, it was another disaster.
Yeah, it was a disaster. So then right after that, he kicked you out of the Facebook. Did he kick you out of the Facebook? What did you say that got him angry, or did he just kick you out for no reason?
Well, after I lost that second Vegas, I didn't really want to follow him. He even texted me. I still have his text saying that if you want to, gamble tomorrow, but I don't want your girlfriend or your friend or my wife to follow us. We just me and you. Basically, that's another excuse of him saying that, I don't know, bad luck or getting distracted again. But anyway, I didn't answer him. And then for about a week and a half, I never post anything. I never write anything on the Facebook. And then suddenly one day I was kicked out. I texted him, and he basically said that I never post anything, and I never, comment anything on his Facebook. And then I talked trash behind him. And I never did. I mean, I tell the truth. I just say we lost, we win, we lost. I mean, that's it.
Now, I'm curious, what goes on inside that Facebook group? What is it like in there? What are the discussions? What are people saying there? Like, what happens in that?
At the beginning it was great. I mean, and he didn't have the big head like, before he was telling us, manage your money, bet small, and then gradually, if you feel comfortable, learn how to learn his strategy and get comfortable with it. But within a month and a half, 2 months, he's starting to tell people, you need a big bankroll, and then if you don't have a big bankroll, you're not going to win. You're not going to have enough money for backup, for martingale to 6, stuff like that. And it wasn't okay at the beginning, but now I believe a lot of my friends and all that, it's not there no more because what he did to me, and also it's just that he's just dishonest, and he tell those white lies.
How many members were in that? Yeah, how many members were in that group? Do you know?
When I left, it was between 108, 109.
I wonder how.
And also, I want to tell you, one of his videos, he always said he was feeding me, my fiance, and my friend with nice 5-star dinner and all that, and he make it sound like I didn't pay for dinner. I gave him $300 to pay our second dinner. And he's the one that tried to act rich, okay? I was really pissed about that. I gave him $300 because we went to a $700, dinner. I mean, we didn't really we just want to, get something simple, but he just want to, show people that he's rich and all that stuff. And
Rick, well, that's part of the scam.
Hey, Rick, this is Lee Bradbury here. I actually got a question for you. So during the 3 trips that you went with him, was he giving the pit boss and stuff his player card?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Yeah, that's how he's getting all those free rips.
Well, that's you know what, that can be his undoing because, and this is what I thought might be the case. This could be his undoing because since he's giving the player card, they have a record of what he's winning and losing. Whereas his only possible defense about that he's doing better than the casino thinks he is that he doesn't give cards. But if they're showing that he's a loser overall, which I'm sure he is, then there's no way he could be claiming I'm making $5,000 every day. And if he tries to say, well, that's the times when I don't give my card, first of all, that's very hard to believe. Second, the burden of proof would be on him to say that. He to show that. He couldn't just say, oh, I'm making this when I'm not showing the card. The fact that they do have record of him there and he is losing and he can't show that he has a record any of what he claims in his videos, That's the biggest scammy element of this whole thing. If he just said, I have a system here and it works, and it's just because he's an idiot and thinks it works when it doesn't, that could just be a delusional person rather than a scammer. It's when they lie about their results to get customers, that's when it becomes a scam. And that's really appears to be what he's doing.
Well, listen to this, Todd. Here's two things I wanted to point out. One, it's props. It could be props. Who's maybe they said, we'll give you this room and then you can upgrade for a few dollars. Because think about it this way. He'd say he's giving his player's card and all this shit. Here's another thing he says. All these casinos fly him out there. All right. But I tried to get him to say, hey, show us the plane ticket. He keeps saying every casino flies him out to Vegas, which is bullshit. Second of all, he says that they offer him penthouse suites and all this shit. Who would offer penthouse suite? You know just as well as I do, Todd. Who offers somebody penthouse suites when they're admitting that they're only betting 15 minutes and leaving your casino and going somewhere else?
Well, yes,
who offers somebody a penthouse suite? Bullshit.
That's a good point. I will say, yeah, so either he's buying these or it's possible he comes on some dead days, like on a Wednesday during a non-holiday period, and they not the penthouse suite, but maybe he'll get some kind of suite. Like I've seen pictures of him in the suites. I believe he's really getting them. He might be paying for them. He might be paying for an upgrade. He might be he might be getting comped because he's lost a lot of money there, and because it's an off night and they have it open anyway. So once in a while you get a suite because there's a problem with your room. I've been put in some great suites. I remember like in New Orleans. I don't want to get into a long story about myself, but New Year's I was in New Orleans as I went from 2013 to 2014. January 1st, 2014, my very first view of my first morning of the new year was this nasty sewage bubbling up from the shower that not just a little bit. I mean, it was full of this black sludge. It bubbled up over the bathtub. We had some clothes hanging in the bathtub. It got on the clothes. It was a disaster, and it was because they were doing some plumbing work and screwed up. So I was so upset about this. So they as a peace offering to me put me in one of the best suites in Harrah's New Orleans. Now, it wasn't for my play. It was because a bunch of crap bubbled up from a bunch of sewage bubbled up into my room. That's why they did it. So I could have made a video then said, folks, this is where they're putting me because I'm winning so much money and I'm betting so big. And that wouldn't have been true. But so it could be stuff like that he'll record these videos in these hotel rooms where he has a suite when he gets one in some way that isn't related to his gaming. It could either he bought it or he gets it in some way because there's a problem.
Yeah. Folks, I think you guys are missing one of the possible angles. Maybe he has a gay host and he's doing some favors.
Kyle Prescott's coming out.
Yep. But Rickley, I got one more question for you.
Sure.
During the 3 trips that you met with him, how many times did he say "folks" in real life?
I mean, he video his day while he's walking. I mean, I don't even pay attention, honestly.
But does he act different? Does he act different in person than he does in the video?
Let's clarify this, Rick. Let's clarify this. You played 5 days with him. Two your first night you met him, another night in Biloxi, and then 2 in Vegas. That's 5 nights, right? I'm getting this correctly. Five
nights. But the second Vegas trip, only 1.5. Yeah, you can say it's 5 nights. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. And just to clarify for everybody, in those 5 nights, you witnessed him lose $56,000.
Yes, roughly, yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Ooh.
So there.
I wonder where that money came from.
He won $20,000 back the next day.
You know what?
I don't know if that's a lie or not.
It may be, but I mean, it's interesting. He even had $56,000 to bet there. I wonder where he accumulated that. Though it could have been, it could have been a Martingale streak that just didn't go bad for a while. That he got lucky for a while, and then it eventually comes.
And the $750 that everybody gave him.
Right. So that's that too. It's probably a combination of both, and that's what happens with the martingale. You can get lucky for some time. You just never know when it's going to come. It could come the next one. It could come. It's almost like take a gun with let's say instead of having 6 Russian roulette where you're spinning the gun and pull it. Let's say there was a giant chamber there where you could load 50 bullets. You could probably pull the trigger on that 10 times, and you're not going to kill yourself. But if you keep pulling the trigger over and over, one of the times that 1 in 50 chance is going to come through, and the bullet's going to go in your head, and you're going to be dead. It's like that. It's that that bullet of the martingale going bad is always waiting there to hit you, and it's not so unlikely to where it is going to happen eventually. It's not like one of these chances that's so tiny it won't happen. It will happen, and the only way that the chance could be so tiny that it wouldn't is if you're betting something meaningless. So if you're a billionaire, and if they would let you keep doubling your bet all the way up to $1 billion, which they wouldn't, but if they did, if you started with $1, you probably never end up losing. But you know what the problem is? You'd be a billionaire making $1 every time. So that wouldn't be worth your time. So that's the problem.
When you were talking about that earlier, you're not even mentioning all the juice this guy's charging.
Right.
You guys said they should go look at the markdown on the internet. That's not even counting how much money he's charging them.
Well, that was when he was charging the flat rate. We're talking about just for the coaching. Then the newer idea he had was that he's going to charge everybody 50% of whatever their profits are, which is especially insane. So
wow.
So Rick wasn't with him when that was happening. That came later, and I don't think he's seen anyone under the circumstances yet because he came up with that idea while the casinos were shut down, and they're just starting to reopen. It will be interesting to see if he returns to the casinos with new customers or even returning old customers.
No, we got a little plan for that.
Okay.
Once he's in, we're going to put him in. We're going to try to get him in the OSN. So
okay.
And that should be not a problem because no casino is going to want to be having them have a platform, giving them a platform for a scam. So, and I got a buddy that, have you ever heard of Small Cap Growth?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, he's
Small Cap Growth actually posts on my Vegas Casino Talk forum. That's how I know him. I don't really know him, but I've seen him post there, so that's where I know the name.
For those that are listening, Small Cap Growth won $2.6 million card counting.
Interesting. Well, that's an interesting story there, Rick. And I'm sorry you ran into all that. If I can give you any advice here, it's number one, if you do want to learn any kind of systems or anything, it's to learn from a very reputable card counter or someone. And Baccarat, you're not going to ever get over on them there. But if you want to like learn blackjack card counting, the good thing is you have some cover already because you've already lost so much money, and they clearly don't think you're a positive expectation gambler. You could actually go a while before they catch on to the fact that you've figured it out, that you've switched and learned positive expectation strategies like card counting. So either learn how to do that or advantage play, or just quit casino gambling, because otherwise it's going to get you. Like it already has, but it's
right.
That's what happens is eventually anyone who gambles in the casino without an actual mathematical edge and a bank, and even if you gamble with a mathematical edge, you have to have the bankroll to sustain it. And you have to bet the right amounts to where you're not risking. But especially if you're not gambling with positive expectation, it will get you, and you're going to go broke. I've known so many people. I've known poker. I'm a poker player. That's mainly what I do. Is I'm a professional poker player, and I've been for many years. I have a World Series of Poker bracelet. But I'm actually mainly a cash player. I'm not even a tournament player that much. But I've known a lot of people in poker, great players, made millions in poker, made more money than I did in poker, and yet they're broke because they lost it all in the casino. Or betting sports, not knowing what they're doing. Like there's a lot of ways gambling can, and I'm sure you've heard it many times before. I'm just telling you as someone who is a professional gambler and has done all this for many years, and that's what I would suggest from this point forward. You seem like a nice guy. I don't want to see you lose any further money than you already have, and it sounds like it hasn't been a very good year for gambling for you so far. So that would be my advice to you, and I'm glad you've at least seen the light, and that you're willing to come forward here on a show like this, and I believe Rick. He sounds very sincere. He sounds like he's telling us the truth, and in fact,
I wanted to get Rick on record because this is another. Rick left a comment, and this is another thing that Christopher Mitchell took the ball and ran with it. Rick left a comment saying the money that CM has is real, and then Christopher Mitchell, of course, said, Rick talked all this shit or whatever, and then he held up his stack of fake prop money. He said, well, at least Rick said one thing, that my money is real. Let's get it on record, Rick. When you said that his money is real, you meant the money that he was gambling with in the casino and lost. Not that you're not vouching for that fake stack that he's holding up, right?
Yeah, the one on the video, I don't know. I'm talking about the one I saw and I touched, or when I saw him play on the table. That was real.
Well, yeah, probably. I doubt he'd be dumb enough to bring counterfeit money to the casino. So probably at the time he lost the $56,000, he probably really did lose a real $56,000 in the casino then, and Rick probably saw real money. I agree with Kevin. It's the current money he's holding up is very suspicious because all the different times he tries to respond to Kevin's accusations about the money being fake and says he'll prove it, but then he never does it, or he'll partially do it for like a few $1,000s and then stop, and then he'll be like right at a bank and not show it there, not deposit it there to show it's real. Like he always stops short of ever really proving it, yet he's done multiple videos insisting he's going to prove it. So it's not like he's not responding.
10 days ago, he said on camera when he was walking with his wife, and his wife wheels the stroller out in oncoming traffic, he said that one of his believers, one of his followers and subscribers sent him the counterfeit pen. And he said that he was going to go and do that video and prove it. And then once he did it, he was going to deposit all that money into a bank to prove it once and for all. Has he done it? Hell no.
Yeah. So
and to point out one thing, I don't think I actually posted this in the thread, but I know that I messaged this to Kevin and Todd. In one of his last videos with his money counter, I got the brand name off of it, and I actually emailed the company. It's Casita. I asked them, I said, hey, is there any way, I said that I came across a video where it looked like some people was using Hollywood money and running it through your cash counting machine. I said, is there a way to do that without showing counterfeit bills? And I got a response back from the business development manager at Casita Sales. He said, sure, just turn off all the counterfeit detection. So when he's running this money through the machine, it means absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah, that's right. That's a prop he's using recently. He keeps running the money through a bill counter, and to imply that it has to be real. And as Lee just mentioned, he actually contacted the manufacturer of the machine that said, oh yeah, you can just turn off the counterfeit detection, and then you can run whatever you want. It'll count it. I mean, I could probably make fake $100 bills with crayons and run it through that. It would count if I turn off the detection. So
that's why he's not doing the counterfeit pen detector. He's not depositing money in his account. He's not going to the ATM and showing you his balance because the money is not real.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, and that's what's. Otherwise, he would have proven it by now. Because like when I heard the stories about Rick, I actually thought, well, maybe it is real because he had enough to lose in Biloxi all that money and in Vegas all that money shortly after. But then he's gone through such lengths to avoid proving it, and yet keeps saying he will. So he's acknowledging that he wants to prove it, and then just never does. And that's whenever I've seen that.
If I'm holding up money multiple times saying it's real, and some guy's calling me out saying it's bullshit, and I know it's real, I'm definitely going to prove to somebody that it's real, especially when it's interfering with my business. And has he? Hell no.
Yeah. So
Mike Morgenstern did the same exact shit, except Mike Morgenstern's stack was like really bullshit. Like he never held it up. He'd always hold it on his side. Christopher has fake Chinese counterfeit. I don't say counterfeit because it sounds like it's fake. It's actually, you can make it as close to counterfeit as possible over in China, and like you can get like $50,000 for literally only like $40.
Yeah. Well, I have to say that's a likely that is a likely thing here, and I think we've said everything we need to say. I thank you guys for all appearing on here. Lee, I hope nothing further happens here, and of course you've got some time to decide exactly what you want to do about the situation with being doxxed here. I'm sorry that had to happen to you. And Rick, Lee, thank you for coming on. And Kevin, thank you for once again coming on the show and discussing all this all better.
I wanted to give a shout out to to one of my main researchers who's been with me through thick and thin from the Morgenstern days, and now Christopher Mitchell, and now we sent Brunson FX to the hills. We're going after, and he goes by the name of Trapper Joe on my YouTube, and without him, this wouldn't all be possible. So I got to give a big shout out to him.
Okay, well, thank you. And YouTube Scam Exposers is the name of Kevin Davis's channel. He releases new content almost every day, so check that out.